All right. Well, welcome to the class, Oscar. We're going to get started with lesson number 5. And this, were you able to do your homework, lesson 4? Huh, you had lessons 3 and 4 for homework, yeah? I know I need to get you the book, Araceli, so I got your address. Tomorrow, I'm free all day after 12, so tomorrow's going to be my day. I'm going to go to your house, Oscar. I'm going to go to your house, Araceli. I'm going to go to like 10 other students' houses and drop books off all day.
Okay, thank you.
So if you did your homework, please remember to send it to me in an email so I can review it for you, okay? Let's see here. In this lesson, we're going to ask questions starting with, have you ever? Looks like we've got an article to read about Obama and immigration. We're going to talk about jobs and employment. We'll review the past participle as well, okay? So just real quick, this phrase, this expression in English, have you ever? It's essentially asking you if you have done something at least one time in your life, okay? You could just say, have you studied English? When I say, have you ever studied English, I'm just emphasizing a little bit the fact that I want to know at least one time in your life if you have done that, okay? So let's practice with this. Oscar, have you ever seen a shooting star?
This mean, ¿alguna vez he visto esa luz? ¿Eso es lo que se refiere?
Yeah, a shooting star es como una cometa. Like
Un cometa,
a star, una estrella que...
Estrella fugaz.
Una estrella fugaz.
Okay. ¿Cómo es, Tania? ¿Fugaz?
Estrella fugaz.
Estrella fugaz, a shooting star.
Okay. I never. I need answer with never or ever too.
Here you can say, I have never seen a shooting star.
Okay. I have never seen a shooting star.
Never, wow, okay.
Okay.
Has anybody seen a shooting star here? I've seen a bunch of them.
Yes.
Yeah?
No.
Araceli, no?
No, never.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Every now and then they have like meteorological, I can't say the word tonight. Meteorological, no, I can't say it right. Every now and then they have like how we get a storm where there's thunder and lightning. Sometimes you see that in the sky with the stars and they're just,
Yeah.
so if I hear about one, I'll let you know so you can watch it. It's beautiful to see. It's really cool. Elena, have you ever traveled to Europe?
No, I haven't traveled to Europe. Europe. I haven't traveled to Europe.
Okay. Has anybody traveled to Europe?
Oh, I know.
No yet.
Neither.
There we go. Oscar had the right answer. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. If you haven't been there, not yet. Because it's beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go to Europe, go. I've been like 3 or 4 times in my life.
Oh.
Spain, England, France, and the Netherlands. And it's just so cool because that's where everything comes from, you know? Like, if you're from the United States or if you're from Latin America, Mexico, Honduras, you know? Like, Spain is where everything comes from, you know? And it's just fascinating. You see the buildings and the architecture. You know, I had I had dinner in a restaurant that's been there for like 500 years, you know? Like,
yeah.
So cool, so cool. Lots of history, lots of interesting things to do.
Yeah.
Araceli, have you ever eaten sushi?
No, I have never eaten sushi, but I think I don't like it.
Why not?
Because I don't like the taste of fish, and the sushi is strong.
If you don't like fish, sushi is probably not for you.
No, no in the sushi.
Has anybody had sushi before?
No.
No. Oscar, Elena?
I tasted one time, but I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? No? Yeah. I like it pretty good. It depends on exactly what, you know. There's different flavors. There's different styles. But yeah, it's a very special type of food. It's
Yeah.
I think it's the type of food you either love it or you hate it, you know. I eat it. I like it when I eat it, but I never choose to go eat it. But when I'm there at a restaurant, I'll eat it and eat a lot of it. Wow, have you ever been surfing? Danya, have you ever been surfing?
No, I have never been surfing.
No. Has anybody?
No.
Is this popular in Honduras to go surf
Yeah, on some beaches.
on
Yeah,
some beaches? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. There's probably places to go surfing in Mexico too, I would guess.
Yeah, Mexico is very popular surfer.
Yeah. It looks like fun. I don't think I could do it. I don't like being in the ocean.
Chihuahua doesn't have a beach.
Chihuahua doesn't have beaches?
Yeah.
No. No, but probably like over on the West Coast. Like somewhere around there, I would imagine.
Yeah, in Mazatlan, Sinaloa, I see that.
It looks like fun.
Never travel.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, but I've never done it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, have you ever done a dangerous sport or activity? Like skydiving or bungee jumping, or for me, like I really like going snowboarding. That can be kind of dangerous depending on the trails you go on. I've been down like double black diamonds before that are pretty scary.
Yeah.
In mountain biking, I've done some pretty extreme mountain biking here in the mountains, but that's about it. I used to practice martial arts, so that's kind of a dangerous sport. I actually broke my ankle doing judo, and so I don't do that anymore. Has anybody here ever done an extreme sport or a dangerous sport or activity?
No.
The future.
In the future?
Yeah,
in Glingo the Spring, I ride in ball. I don't know what the name in English. From the street to the mountain.
Okay, like a gondola that goes up on the cable? The gondola, yeah.
Did you try the swing, Elena?
Yes, I tried swing.
The swing? Oh, the swing.
Oh, they have a swing that goes like way up like that, right?
Extremely, yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
When it's in the middle of the mountain, it's scary.
All right, nice job. Okay, good, everybody. So you know, when we're forming this is called the present perfect tense. We use the verb have, and then we use the participle. Okay.
Okay.
I was just actually on a class right before this with Americans that were learning Spanish, and they didn't know what this participle was. So this is good. Sometimes it's the same as the simple past tense, okay? And sometimes it's different. I think these are going to be the same, right? Bruise and bruise. This is the participle. Built, built. Call, called, called. Cut, cut, cut. Sometimes it's completely the same all across the board, right? Hurt. Look at that. Make, made.
Made.
Need,
Needed.
needed,
Needed.
right?
Needed.
Teach,
Taught.
taught. Mhm. Upholster, upholstered, upholstered. What does upholster mean, Elena?
Uh-huh.
This is when you put the fabric like on a chair. That means to put the fabric on it.
Oh.
Tapizar sería.
I think so, yeah.
Tapizar.
Yeah, just put fabric on it, you know. Sometimes you get a cut on your chair and you have to have them re-put the, it could be a chair or a couch or, you know, stuff like that. Anything that has fabric on it, piece of furniture with fabric, when they put the material on it. It can be in your car, you know, car seats. Sometimes you have to get them reupholstered. All right, and then the last one here is used. So I want you guys just to take turns asking each other questions in the present perfect tense. So pretty much you're gonna start the question like, have you ever bruised your knee? Have you ever cut your finger? Have you ever called the police? Have you ever built a new house? Something like that. So let's start with you, Elena. Go to Oscar to Araceli, Araceli to Danya, Danya back to Elena.
Okay.
Start. Yeah, you can start.
Elena,
Elena, you start.
Me start. Okay. Alexia,
Ajá.
have you ever been in Roma?
Have you ever
Italy?
been to Rome? Have you ever
Rome.
been to
Have you
Rome?
ever been in Rome?
no, I never been in Rome, in Europe.
Oh, Oscar, I always call you Oscar, but do you prefer Alexis?
The same.
Either way?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, Oscar or Alexis.
I think I've been calling you Oscar for 2 years, but if you prefer Alexi, I'll call you Alexi, whatever you prefer.
Okay, Oscar or Alexis, for me the same.
Okay, go ahead.
For Araceli, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, Araceli, how you ever make salad for lunch?
Yes, I have made salad for lunch sometimes.
Yeah, a few times.
Few times.
Yeah, when you answer this, you know, a few times and sometimes essentially means the same thing, but there's certain uses for it. When you're in the perfect tense, it'd make better sense to say a few times.
Few.
I've
Okay.
made salad for lunch a few times.
Okay. Dania, have you ever called to the police?
Yes,
And
I have.
Call does not use the word to. So you would just say, have you ever called the police?
Call the police.
Yes, I have called the police one time.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh no, what happened?
somebody broke my window and no sé cómo se dice, me robó.
Somebody robbed me? Wow.
Yeah, my TV and my jewelry.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
yeah, that's terrible. Elena, have you ever hurt yourself?
I haven't. Never.
You've never hurt yourself?
No.
Never?
I don't remember.
When you cook, burn or something?
Yeah, I cook, but no cut.
But that doesn't.
Cat or heart?
You've never cut yourself? You've never.
I remember.
Wow.
Wow.
But I have burn, ¿cómo se dice? Quemado.
Then you've then you have hurt yourself. If you've burnt yourself, you have hurt yourself. To hurt means pain, Elena.
Okay, and anything. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody hurts themselves from time to time.
Yeah.
Some more than others. I hurt myself like every other day I do something.
Oh, yeah. I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Me, I had to ask.
Yeah.
So, es for Alexi, ¿verdad?
Uh-huh.
He's not-
Are you back, Oscar?
I don't see him.
He's back. He's connecting. It looks like he dropped off. Go ahead and ask Araceli. Oh, you back, Oscar?
See, yeah, sorry, my wife. I have problem with my wife.
That's okay. Go
Okay.
ahead. Ask Oscar.
Had you ever built a house?
No, I never built a house.
I have never built
I have never built a house.
a house.
Or can I say I haven't, never? Or teacher, when we say I have never, it's not necessary to say I haven't.
Either way,
Okay.
you can simply say I have not. When
Okay.
you say I have never, it's just a little stronger. It gives a little more emphasis, but it's the same thing. No, I have not.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's where you can, to give a real simple answer, you could just simply, I always like to use the full sentences here, so you get the practice, but you can also just say, no, I haven't,
Mhm.
Okay.
or yes, I have. Here in English, you can just cut it like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Let's get ask the next one.
Okay. Araceli, you have ever cut a finger, or your finger,
Have you ever cut your finger? Okay.
your finger?
Yes, I have cut my fingers a few times.
Okay.
Dania, have you ever had a bruise? Is correct?
You could say it that way.
Yeah,
But you could
or-
also just say, for example, have you ever bruised
Bruised?
yourself? Yeah,
Bruised?
here you can use it
Okay.
like the verb itself. Have you ever bruised your leg, or have you ever bruised your knee, or
Okay. Have you ever bruised your leg?
No, I have never bruised my leg. Elena, have you ever told a Spanish word to somebody?
Repeat that, how you say? Can you repeat, please? Have you ever?
Have you ever told a Spanish word to
taught?
somebody? Taught?
Yes,
Have you
yes,
ever taught?
I have taught Spanish for some people.
Okay, good. Good job, everybody. Nice. All right. Now we're going to see a little disconnect, okay? These verbs do not have the same as the past tense, okay? So break, in the past tense, you'd say, for example, yesterday I broke my bone, or you could say I have broken a bone, okay?
Oh,
Drive changes to drove in the past tense.
Driving.
Drove changes to driven.
Driven.
Driven or driving?
Driven.
Driven.
Short by sound. Yeah.
okay, David.
Yes. Sir.
One question. So when we use I have, the second verb is Isn't time participle?
It's the participle, yeah.
Participle. Okay, okay, okay.
And so
Okay.
like this is the same as in Spanish, since everybody here speaks Spanish. You know, like you've got the verb romper. Ayer yo rompí, yo he roto.
Okay, okay.
Right? Drive, it would be irregular, right? Yo manejo, ayer manejé, yo he manejado. Normally, the participle is like the hado, ido in Spanish, right? Manejado, comido, vivido, bailado, tomado. See? That's what the participle is.
En tiempo participle. Okay, okay, I understand.
Yeah. It's a form of the verb that always goes with the present, with the perfect tense that we're working on here. It's also the form of the verb that can be used as an adjective.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. So, who knows swell?
Swollen.
Swelled would be the past tense,
Swollen.
and then swollen would be the participle.
Okay, so
All right, fall,
Fall. Fell.
fell,
Fallen.
Fell.
fallen. Good.
Fallen.
Who said felt?
Me.
I
This
said
is the other one. I confusing that verb.
felt comes
Impel,
from the verb
impelled.
feel, sentir, right?
Yeah.
This is
confusing-
fall, which is caer.
Mhm.
Close, close, very close, you know.
Yeah, fell and felt. I confusing that verbs.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
All right, take. Who can take?
Take. Took.
Taken.
Taken.
Taken, good. All right, choose,
Choose. Choosing.
chose,
Choose. Chosen.
chosen.
choosing.
Hide is hid.
Hid,
Hidden.
hidden, good, yeah. So these are, you know, irregular. You just have to study them independently and memorize them. Okay, so let's take turns using these in some questions. We'll start with you again, Elena.
Ask Alexi.
Sure. Yeah,
He's not there.
he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, had you ever broken a bone?
A bone. What does mean a bone?
¿Tienes que ver algún?
Un hueso.
Oh, hueso. Okay.
Ujú.
Sorry, that's new. That's new word for me. Okay. No, I have never broken my a bone.
You're lucky.
Mhm.
Me just one time, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty, you know, there are different levels of breaks, but I broke my ankle,
Oh,
and I broke it clean in half. They had to put it back together with metal and screws, and it's terrible. All right, go ahead. Let's get it to Araceli.
Araceli, you had ever fallen? You had ever fallen a building of a building or
Have you ever fallen out of a building?
yes, yeah, it's only for practice. That's correct or no, or it's not clear.
Have you ever fallen out of a building, or like, have you ever fallen out of a window, or?
Building is not alive.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
true.
going to change
Oh,
the
that's fine. She can answer. Go ahead, Araceli. Have you ever fallen out of a building?
I can change the question. Araceli, have you ever fallen a tree?
Fallen out of a tree? Yeah.
No, I have never fallen.
Out of a tree. Okay. Good.
Dania, have you ever driven so fast?
No, I have never driven so fast.
That's not a good qualifier in this situation. Have you ever driven so fast? It doesn't sound good in the question. You could say, have you ever driven very fast? Or have you ever
Okay.
driven too fast?
Too fast or very fast? Okay. Thank you.
It sounds better in this type of question with the have you ever?
Okay.
David,
Yeah.
can we use faster for example?
Not in this situation, though.
One, okay.
When you use faster, you have to compare it to something else. So
Okay.
you could say, have you ever driven faster than a lightning bolt? Or, you know what I mean? Like you have to compare it to
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Have you ever driven faster than the speed limit? That's a good question. Have you ever driven faster than the speed limit?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Danya.
Elena, have you ever hidden from your kids?
Good question.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Many times.
Probably, yeah. I play hide and seek with my son all the time. So yeah, probably. Okay, good job with that, everybody. All right. Some of these just have completely irregular patterns. So be in the past tense, we have two options, right? I was or you were. The
Been.
participle.
Been?
Good,
Been.
Danya. Very
Been.
good. Araceli? Feel?
Felt.
Felt. Yep.
Felt.
Mhm.
Did.
Do.
Did, and done.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Do you want to try and ask some questions with this one?
Sí, start. Okay. Have you ever been in the college?
Yes, I been. It's correct. I been or I have been. I been, right?
You want to stay consistent. I have been to college.
Okay. Yes, I been.
I have been.
I have been in the college in my country, not here in my country.
Hey, it doesn't matter. College is college.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Araceli, have you ever been in accident traffic or traffic accident?
In
Accident traffic.
in a traffic accident.
Yes. I have been, or I was in.
No, use I have been.
I have been. Okay.
So you want to be consistent. If the question
Okay.
have you want to answer I have.
Yes, I have been in a car accident 2 years ago.
Okay.
Well, so here's the problem. If you say 2 years ago, you have to say I was. I was in an accident 2 years ago. This is just a generalized question, right? So you would answer here, yes, I have been in a traffic accident.
Yes, have been in a car accident.
Yeah. But you don't want to specify when it happened. If you specify
No details.
then you need the simple past. So this past participle that we're practicing here, I'm going to bring this up for you here on the whiteboard, right? So we've got like the simple past, and then we've got the present perfect. Okay. So if I had like, if I drew my little time continuum here, right? So imagine this is time, okay? This would be the simple past. And if this is the present here, so if this line represents the present, like today, this present perfect represents any time in the past, okay? It's the whole time continuum from the past, okay? Does this help?
Yeah.
So like what you said, Araceli, when you answered this and you said 2 years ago. This is going with the, you know, that's a very specific time, right? 2 years ago. So today is 2020, 2 years ago is 2018. So you're calling attention to a very specific date. So here's where you could say, like, normally you want to be pretty consistent. Have you been in an accident? Yes, I have
Yes,
been in an
been.
accident. So the way, like, if you want to specify with the time frame, it would be acceptable in this circumstance to answer it. Yes, I was in an accident 2 years ago.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, let's move on. Good job with that activity, everybody. Really good. Let's do a reading activity. So we'll start with you, Danya. Can you read this to us?
Obama and immigration. When President Barack Obama's interview with the Des Moines Register editorial board was published on Wednesday, it made headlines not just because of a brief controversy over whether it should be on or off the record. The president ultimately allowed the entire conversation to be on the record, but also because of Obama's unexpected focus on immigration.
Nice. Good job. Any questions? No? All right, let's go with you, Oscar.
Está breve. Ay,
Okay. Obama told the editorial board that he was confident he could pass immigration reform in 2013 if he wins re-election, yet he has not emphasized this use on the campaign
issue. That word is issue.
issue.
Issue. Good.
This issue on the campaign trail and Reuters stocks.
Ipsos, yeah.
Polling may explain why it's an issues that evokes strong and largely negative responses from the broad population of likely voters.
Yeah, good.
Since July, 58% have said they thought American immigration policy is heading in the wrong direction.
All right, good job. Any questions there?
No, everything. No, I understand.
Good. Go ahead, Elena.
Meantime, support for comprehensive immigration reform is a top issue for one of the president's key support groups, Hispanic voters. Since this is off the record, I will just be very blunt. I don't know what I mean. The president told the newspaper.
To be very direct.
Oh, very direct. I will just be very blunt. It's very direct. Okay. Oh. The president told the newspaper, should I win a second term? A big reason I will win a second term is because the Republican nominee and the Republican Party have so alienated the fastest growing demographic group in the country, the Latin community. Obama said he would press for immigration reform in his second term because it's the right thing to do, and I have cared about this ever since I ran back in 2008.
Good. Good, Elena. Good. Any questions? All right. Araceli.
After several failed attempts to get the DREAM Act through Congress, Obama took executive action that allows executive action that allows hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants who were brought into the United States as children to remain in the country. This policy was included in proposed versions of the DREAM Act. According to Reuters, Ipsos polling since then, 63% of likely voters have said most undocumented immigrants should be deported, with a few exceptions, versus 29% who believe they should be allowed to stay, with some exceptions.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Araceli. Danya?
53% of likely voters believe the federal government should design immigration laws. Paradoxically, in a related question, 62% agreed that the states have the right to make laws governing immigration within their borders. Arizona and Alabama are among the states that have enacted stringent laws, and such measures have support among likely voters. During the summer, almost 3/4 of respondents favored criminal penalties if an undocumented immigrant should apply for, solicit, or otherwise perform work in the United States, while 71% favored state laws requiring law enforcement officers to check the immigration status of any person they suspect is in the U.S. and in the United States illegally.
Good.
Meanwhile, 64% supported state laws permitting officers to arrest those who cannot produce immigration documentation.
Good. Nice. All right, go ahead. Oscar.
Executive orders are similar to laws that have been made by the president instead of Congress. Often they are against what Congress is planning. They do not require congressional approval but they had the same legal ways as laws passed by Congress. Continue.
Mhm.
How we say in English the phrase?
Executive.
Executive. Okay. Executive orders have been used by every president since the time of George Washington. They are controversial because they allow the president to make major decisions without the consent of Congress. This rule against the general logic of the Constitution, that no one should have power to act I don't know, unilaterally,
Unilaterally.
nevertheless, Congress often give the president considerable leeway
Leeway.
and leeway in implementing and administering federal law and programs.
Good. All right. I think this is the last one. Elena?
Orders are frequently used when Congress cannot agree on how to implement a law or program. In effect, this level the decision to the president.
In effect, this leaves.
Oh, this leaves. What does mean? Leave las hojas? ¿O dejar o qué es?
También, pero aquí es el verbo dejar. In this effect,
Oh.
it leaves the decision, deja la decisión.
Oh, in effect, to leave the decision to the president. If Congress does not like the order, it has to make options. First, Congress may rewrite it.
Rewrite
Rewrite it. Of course, the president has the right to veto
Veto.
the veto. What the veto?
Veto.
¿Cuál es that?
Veto es como rechazar.
Oh. The bill, if he disagrees with it. So, if practice two-thirds, como digo, two-third majority is often required to override an executive order. What is override?
A two-thirds majority is required to override an executive order. So what that means is, so the president can issue something called an executive order, meaning that he creates a new law. Basically, he says that there's a new law, he wants to make sure that it happens, so he issues an executive order. Congress can overrule him, meaning Congress has the power to say, sorry, President, you're wrong. We will not allow this law to be enacted. Does that make sense? So to override means somebody else comes in and says,
Anular. In Spanish is anular.
Yeah.
Anular.
Something like that, yeah. Good, Oscar. Okay. So what did you think of Obama as president? Did you support him? This is open conversation for the whole class.
Yeah.
So what
Yes, I think he did good job.
You think he did a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he wasn't really good or perfect president, but better than
Others.
actual president. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
And Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does everybody agree, or did anybody not like Obama here? You know, this is a topic that this is a hard topic to talk about with people. So,
Yeah.
you know, this is generally speaking not a good topic of conversation, but as your teacher, I want to also let you know if you ever have questions about politics or, you know, things that I'm fairly open-minded, and I think just having a conversation is appropriate with this type of group because we're all friends here. You know, you're my students, I'm your teacher. I'm also, you know, not only here to teach you the English language, but the American way of life. So we're talking about this not to offend anybody, you know. If you like Trump, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a little discourse that we're going to have here, a little discussion that we have here. So it's okay. All opinions are welcome, and it's okay. We can have a civilized adult conversation here. So don't worry about offending anybody here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Are you happy about his executive order to help young immigrants?
Yes.
DACA? And DACA?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
I am.
happy.
Yeah. You know, it's our immigration system here in the United States does not work. We've known that it doesn't work. My entire life, this has been a problem here in the United States, where we have an economy that depends on immigration, but we won't make it legal. So it's a very odd thing. We have needed to change the immigration laws ever since I've been alive. You know, this has always been a topic of conversation, and Obama did the biggest change since I've been alive with the DACA and the DREAM Act and all that stuff. It's not perfect still, but it was a step in the right direction. It's a very strange thing about the United States that it is this way, you know. And I work with many people, like everybody in this class, you know, that have moved here or immigrated to the United States, legally and illegally. I prefer not to know, you know. If you're here illegally, don't tell me. I don't want to know. You know, because I think everybody needs help, and everybody needs help with English classes, you know. But you know, it's a challenge here in the United States. It's a huge problem. Number 3, is it too difficult to immigrate legally to the United States?
Yes.
You
I
say
think
yes, Tanya?
yes.
Now it's more difficult than before, I think.
With Trump as president, I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gotten a lot harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is trying really hard to prevent immigration to the United States, at least from south of the border. He's okay with immigration from Europe, but Africa, Latin America, and Asia, he does not want he's racist, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about Donald Trump is you have to say what it is. He's racist. If you're white and European, you're welcome. If you're brown, yellow, black, don't come. That's his opinion. It's what do you think would make it easier to immigrate to the United States? What do you think that we need to do to fix the immigration system here?
In the border and don't do all.
What?
No, no, no. No, I'm not.
I didn't hear you, Elena.
No.
My daughter listened to me. I don't know.
No, no right or wrong answers here. Just, we're talking.
I think they should give more like visas or permissions, work permission,
Work
permit,
permits. Yeah.
work permit
Yeah.
for for the people who wants to come work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think providing more work permits so people can legally come here and work and then go back, back
Yeah.
is something that we definitely need. I don't know what everybody's situation is here in this class, but I've got a lot of students that, have informed me they want to come here the right way. It's not possible. They come anyway, and then they kind of get stuck. Like it becomes hard to go back because they don't have the right documentation, I guess. And so like going back to Mexico becomes a problem because they can get in trouble when they try and cross the border going back home. And so what ends up happening is they just end up staying here for years and years and years. And I've talked to a lot of my students that, say, hey, if I could do it, I would come here for 6 months, work, and then go back to Mexico and be with my family for 6 months, And it seems like having a system like that in place where we allowed that to happen legally would make a lot of sense and help a lot of people.
Yeah.
What does anybody have any other thoughts of what we could do?
No.
Any other thoughts?
They should use less requirements for the permit.
They should loosen the requirements? Like in what aspect? Explain that to me.
Sometimes they need a lot of papers, And
Okay.
it's hard, and it's hard take all those papers. If you doesn't have one, you didn't have the permit.
Okay, yeah, I see. So like what kind of papers are they asking for? What do you mean by
when I go to the border for apply to visa, to apply for a visa, they need work papers, medical papers, house papers, income papers, a lot of papers.
Yeah.
My sister doesn't have one, and she didn't get the visa.
Yeah. Wow.
It's hard.
Yeah, I know.
And expensive. it's hard and expensive.
Yeah, I have friends from South America that have told me when they've applied to come, like you have to pay for the application every time. And like the it's like $100, which might not be a lot of money here, but like in Colombia, that's like worth $1,000. It's like a really, and then you're not guaranteed to get it, and so half the time they say no, and you just lost $1,000 for no reason. And my friends I don't know if it's the same for Mexico or what, but like my friends in South America always told me that in order to get like a tourist visa to come to the United States, you had to be married and also own a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a house, yeah, but Mary, I don't think so.
My friends, I don't know if it's changed or what. It was like 15
Yeah,
years
it's
ago
different.
when I lived in Argentina. It was about 15 years ago. And that's what they, because they wanted to really make sure that if they gave you the visa, that you're going to go back.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people come here with a visa. Like apparently the number one cause of illegal immigration, I guess, is people come in here with a visa and then they just stay. They don't leave. And so that like the American or the government's perspective is that if they own a house and they're married, they're definitely going back home.
Yeah.
So if they're single and they don't own a house, they're probably just gonna stay. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I think that like what you said about making it easier to get a work visa where you can come work and then go back. Because I've got students that do that too. My student from Tuesday and Thursday night is he's a landscaper. He works with a landscaping company. He comes here for 8 months. The company always gives him one of the HB2 visas or whatever, He comes here for 8 months, works, and then he goes back home. And he does this every year. And I think that's like from most people that I talk to, that's what they wish they could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So this article talked about some people really did not like this executive order. Why do you think somebody would not, why do you think some people are against Obama's executive order?
Against.
Some of them, I think, there are racist.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe other ones are, ay, ¿cómo se dice? Ay, egoístas. ¿No fue la palabra? Selfish.
Selfish, maybe. Yeah. By the way, so just to let you know too, the term racist is not the correct term here. The real term is xenophobic. Xenophobic. When xenophobic is when you have a fear or a hatred of immigrants in specific or people from other nationalities. Racism has to do with the color of your skin, And so when it has to deal with Mexicans or Latin Americans, it's really more of a xenophobic issue. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that are xenophobic here in this country. And then people that are scared, yeah, or would you have voted for Obama at the next election?
yes.
Obama and Trump, I for Obama.
Yeah, Obama.
Yeah. What do you think of the current president's immigration policies?
It's really bad.
Really bad, yeah. Really, really bad.
I think he doesn't care about the immigration people.
Yeah. What else?
He doesn't want to the immigration people, but this country needs that people, because that people work in the fields, that people work in all that jobs that American people don't want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. They've started this conversation saying, oh, the immigrants steal our jobs. But I don't think that's the case, Like,
yeah. That is not true.
I speak English, I speak Spanish, I speak, you know, I've got a college degree. I don't think anybody's going to come over here that doesn't speak English and take my job, you know?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's more, you know, it's a fear tactic. It's a thing that they do to scare the American population because, you know, I talk to business owners that work, that employ like construction, landscaping, and then other like manufacturing and stuff that's over here in Denver. And they don't want to work with Americans. they've told, like, I've contracted with 3 companies that try to hire my students, you know. So if anybody needs a job, let me know, because I have 3 companies that try to hire our students. And they tell me straight up, you know, Americans, they don't do the work. They're not hardworking. They're lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
They come in here and they work for 3 days and they quit because it's too hard. And everybody tells me that works in these types of companies, number one, they like working with Latinos because Latinos come and they work nonstop. They work really fast and they're loyal and easy to get along with at work. And they've told me, like, several other nationalities, you know, sometimes they contract with, like, you know, here in Colorado, you have a lot of immigration, mostly from Latin America, but also from Africa too.
Yeah.
From Africa and from Asia. And for the most part, everybody I talk to says we love the Latinos, you know, we want the Spanish speakers in here because they're good workers, they're honest people, and they're loyal. They stay with us for years. Like my student Moises from last night, he's been working for this company for like 20 years. He comes every year, works, and then goes back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but they, you know, the company that he contracts with, they say it's really hard for them to be part of this program, especially like right now, because the president's not letting anybody get the visas, and their entire business depends on getting the workers coming up from Mexico, and it's really, really challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice job with that, everybody. Nice job. You know, this is a hard topic of conversation. We're talking politics, we're talking immigration, and this is like a topic of conversation. You know, you really have to be careful who you talk to about this stuff.
Yeah.
But you can always talk with me, and sometimes we don't even talk about it a lot in these classes, but sometimes I like to bring it up just so we can kind of talk about it and explore and exchange ideas. And but it's a very sensitive topic of conversation, just so you know. We're only talking about this because I have the trust and confidence of you. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit. Jobs and employment. What are the different parts of a job application?
Your information and
Yeah, so you provide your
experience.
your experience. Good, yes.
Your skills.
Last jobs or the same experience?
That would be experience. That's the same. Yeah,
It's
your
the same.
last job and your experience are pretty much the same things. Yeah.
Your skills, your reference.
They need to know what time we can work to.
Schedule?
Your availability, your schedule, sure.
Yeah.
That might come up in the job. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they have certain shifts that they're hiring for. Good. After you apply for a job, what happens next?
I need to wait for the answer.
Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm.
What if you don't get an answer or something like that? What do you do?
Maybe on a week, I will call you. Call. You know. Call the office.
Yeah, you could do some follow-up, right? Follow-up,
Okay.
where you call in, say what happens. But more so like you wait for a call or you get the call, and what are you hoping for after you apply for the job?
What do you say?
What are you hoping? What's like the next step that you're hoping for?
After apply.
Yeah, after you apply. So you might get a call or you might have to call the company, but what are you trying to get?
I think our tools that we need to work, to do the work.
The cover
Yeah.
letter.
Ultimately, you're hoping to get the job, sure, but what happens before that?
Oh, before that?
Yeah, there's a really important piece here that you're missing.
When is the cover letter?
The cover letter should, good point, Elena. Typically, if you submit a cover letter, you do it with the job application.
Because the interview.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for. The interview, yeah. You want a meeting, you want an interview, you want an opportunity to talk to the employer and answer questions and ask questions and get in there. Good. So when you're doing the interview, it's common to talk about your skills and your past experience. So Elena, if you were in a job interview, what are some of your skills and past experience that you would be talking about?
Oh, my skills? Good with customer service.
Good. Yeah, perfect.
Speaking English and Spanish.
You're bilingual. You speak English and Spanish. Absolutely. Yes.
Computer skill, but not as much. I do.
Computer skills?
Like, ¿cómo se llama? Para typear un poco. No, no mucho, no fast, pero. ¿Cómo es el type? Type.
Okay. Yeah. Typing skills, computer skills. What about you, Araceli?
I don't know. There's some skills. I have experience working with people in like here in customer service, and I have experience working with money, and
Yeah, good.
I think I am organized.
Yeah, good. Good. Danya?
I am bilingual. I am punctual.
Oh, good.
I have typing skills.
Okay.
I am responsible, and I have computer skills.
Good.
I think that's it.
Oscar?
It's about my experience, right?
Your experience or your skills? Yeah.
Okay. My experience is in construction and flooring. I have experience in carpet. I have experience in tile. I have experience LVT. LVT is a kind of floor. And okay, I work in.
What kind of floor? What did you call that?
LVT. It is a type of floor. LVT or vinyl. It's the same.
Vinyl. Okay, vinyl flooring.
Yeah, vinyl flooring and
I've never
carpet.
heard it referred to. What did LBT? Are those like letters?
Yeah, LBT. Yeah, LBT.
LABT?
Yeah, LBT. Yeah, LBT vinyl. It's the same.
Okay. Yeah, I would. Well, okay.
And I had experience in painter.
Painting.
Yeah, painting, and sometimes too in drywall.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Cool.
Yep.
All righty. Let's see here. What are some important qualities or attributes you possess? Some of you kind of answered this already, like
the
quality-
same?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like when you said punctual, this is more of a quality or an attribute versus a skill or experience, right?
Yeah.
What are some other good qualities or attributes you might have? So being punctual, great one to say.
Again, responsible.
Responsible, very good.
Reliable.
Reliable, yes.
Hard worker?
I'm a hard worker, yeah, of course, good.
Honest.
Honest, perfect, yeah. Cool. Do you currently work full-time or part-time?
Full time.
All the time.
Full-time all the time, okay.
Studying.
Elena,
Then
your job's full-time, right?
Yeah,
my
full time.
my
Is
job
anybody here looking for a new job?
No.
No, no, in this moment.
No, you're all good.
is more money.
You're looking for a job that pays more money, Elena?
More money and easier.
You want an easier job that pays more money? Yes, that's the American dream.
Yeah.
When you figure that one out, let me know, okay? Me too. I want a job that pays more money and it's easier.
Me too.
What are some ways to find a job in the United States?
Newspapers, online.
Online,
Mm,
in person. In the radio.
yeah, sometimes in the radio. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Or
And my English teacher.
Website.
recommendation.
That's, you know, what you said. So you said the English teacher, you're right. But that's
Yeah.
also like your personal network is what we might call that. The people you know, your connections.
Yeah.
Your connections are the people, you know. A lot of people use websites, applications, you know, to look for jobs, or
Yeah.
you know, you look at the newspaper, or you call around. But honestly, the best way to get a job is through the people that you know. Start asking people that you know if they know, you know, hey,
Yeah.
I do this for work. Do you know anybody that's looking for this? You know, and that's your
Yeah.
number one way to get a job here.
Recommendation.
A recommendation or a connection, your personal network. That's the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a job that I applied to. I've been offered jobs. I've applied to plenty of jobs. I've never gotten a job that I applied to. Every job I've had is something that I made myself or I got offered by somebody that I knew in my personal network. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. All right, guys. It's 6:52. We've got a few minutes left. Does anybody have anything in particular they want to talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about today?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll just give you some homework. Make sure you do lesson number 5 in your book. So if you haven't gotten your books yet, I'm sorry for being late. I'm going to get them to you tomorrow, okay? This week has been crazy ever since Monday morning. So I'll get you your books tomorrow, Araceli and Oscar. Elena and Danya, make sure you go ahead and start working on this homework. Send it over to me. Do lesson number 5. And try and write a paragraph. Try and write a little bit about your work experience too. And send it over to me, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Let's
See
see.
you. Bye.
Bye,
All
guys.
right, guys. Have a nice week. See you later.
You too. Bye.